Welcome, Ram Fam. Here we are once again, your girl, Susan Ton, in Los Angeles, California, Long Beach to be exact, with our CEO, Michael Renault.
Hello, everybody. From a raining East Coast to a always sunny West Coast. How are you doing, Susan?
Doing great. I'm getting
Awesome.
over a little cold here, a little flu. So
Spring cold.
I didn't want to put this podcast off because I wanted to talk to you. I'm excited to talk about what we're going to talk about today. But
Awesome.
this is real life, so sorry guys. I'm battling a little cold, but yeah, we've got a lot to
Work
catch
goes
up
on. If
on.
you were in the dealership, you'd be working.
Right? Oh yeah. Oh
Right?
yeah,
Like
I'd be working. Yep.
there's no sick days. I mean, God, we used to have when I was in Queens when we were selling at Long Island City Hyundai. So around the corner there was this Chinese place, and they would make this soup. It would come in this big, like quart, well, I
That
don't know,
sounds so
quart
good
pint,
right
whatever
now.
size that is, right?
Mm.
That container, and it was a spicy, spicy soup, and it was filled with like noodles and pork and shrimp and everything. And if you were sick, you got that thing and you just put your
Yeah.
face in it and you would just
Yeah.
sit there. And
Yeah.
people would walk by and they're like, "Oh yeah, he's not doing well, huh? He's got the soup."
The
And
soup.
but you would eat that and you could go sell a car, no problem.
Ah,
You wouldn't feel sick. It was like I don't know what was in it, what was that spice, whatever it was. It just fixed you. It was
You
awesome.
know, it's the spice. They got usually lemon and
Ginger
spicy
and stuff
stuff
like
and
that. Yeah,
ginger. Yeah, all
weird.
that good stuff.
It was
Oh,
awesome.
yeah. I could really use my mom's soup right now, too.
I'm sure. Well,
Happy
you'll see
Mother's
her.
Day for all
Yeah, we're
those
filming this
mothers.
before Mother's Day, so yeah, happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. So, couple things we've got going on. They just released a new article in the Auto Success magazine. I believe this is the May issue, so this is hot off the press. And they did a little article with you where you're highlighted, and you give us a lot of really great tips in that article and basically how to work through the fog. So tell me about that.
Well, this month's article, I had to be like, how can I reference California and Susan in this? So I tell
Jeez.
this story. I do it legit. It's a story involving California. I tell this story about this lady. It's fantastic. This amazing lady who swam from California coastline to Catalina Island, which I don't think it's not far from you,
No.
right?
Oh, no, it's right around the corner. Yeah, I've
It's
heard of her.
right,
She's
like you probably like
amazing
see
too.
it, right?
Yep.
So her name was Florence Chadwick, and she became the first woman to swim the English Channel. She did all these amazing things, but before all that, she swam from California to Catalina Island, and she did the first time she went out there. She swam, and she had like a team of people with her, and she's swimming out there going, and the fog settled in. I guess it gets really foggy over there, and the fog settled in. It was like she couldn't see the shore anymore. She couldn't see
Right.
land anymore, and she kept swimming, but then she just started getting insecure. She started getting unsure of herself. She was in the open ocean. You can't see land. Like
Hmm.
it's got to play
It's
with your
scary.
brain, right?
Hmm.
And it did, and it played with her brain to the point that she got out of the water and got into the boat. And they sat there for a bit, and her friend who was in that boat, cheering her on, had to be the one to tell her that she was just less than a mile from land when she got out of the boat.
Mm.
And this month, what I talk about is the fog to the finish line. There are months that we get in, and April was one of them, where we get so in our head that, oh, we were doing so well and the month slowed down. Oh, I guess that's the month, whatever, it's over. And we get in our head that we can't see, you know what, we're going to fight through this. Forget about it. It dropped off, but we're going to fight through and we're going to
Yeah,
push and we're going to make sure that we win. So I talk about
it's
one
awesome.
of our clients, Haberstadt BMW here in Long Island. They literally went from eighth in their region to first in the region. Now, it's not the first time they've been first in the region. They haven't been
Incredible.
there. It's awesome. Listen, they've been first before, but they haven't been first in 3 years. Okay. They've been now, it's the first time they've done it in 3 years, and they've never jumped from eighth to first. But why? Everyone asks, why did they do it? That region calls, how do you do it? How do you do it? They did it because they stuck and dug in on those old
Hmm.
leads, those 30, 60 day old leads. Guys, these are the leads that you need to be digging into. The dealers that are having success right now, I'm not talking like, yeah, we had a good month, we made money. I'm talking about like we had a really great month, we crushed it, we had the greatest, Hennessy Group, the greatest April they've ever had, right? Was this past April. Okay.
Cloninger, same
Right.
thing.
Cloninger, same
Florence
thing.
Toyota, best
Best
April
April.
ever.
Yeah, exactly. Like dealers had it, and those dealers had one thing in
Hmm.
common. It wasn't some special technology, it wasn't some special CRM. It wasn't any of that. It was they dug in, they pulled out those old leads, they called them up, they had something to share. It wasn't like, hey, Susan, you're in the market, right? Because, we really call people back to say, hey, yeah, I'm in the market. Just letting you know, talk to you later. No, people don't do that.
Yeah,
People want to have a reason. They dug in, they had a reason around price, payment, rate, inventory, trade, whatever it was. And that's
that's
how they brought
incredible.
them in.
And
And that's the
and you
difference.
know what? I know that this wasn't an overnight success. I know that these dealerships have been working very hard to, work smart.
Yeah.
And that is the epitome of not just what we do, but what smart dealerships have to do today versus relying on luck, relying on the market, relying on the economy, relying on traffic, right?
Yeah.
Blaming outside circumstances. The
Yeah.
guys you
What are
just
you doing?
mentioned, they're relying on themselves and their own performance, and they're working their database, their own database.
Yeah.
Just fantastic. I
Yeah.
love that.
It's and leads they paid for,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we paid for these leads.
Yeah.
Why are we just letting
Right.
them be forgotten?
Fall through our fingers. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I
Multiple
love
times.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So
you
it's
guys have to
cool.
check that out. I love the message that you give us in there. And I love that story about that lady.
Oh,
There's
it's
a
so cool.
documentary actually, I think she's got on Netflix or something. You guys have to
Well, yeah,
catch
the
that.
story's cool. I mean, she goes on to
Yeah.
do it again. The next time she
Hmm.
comes back, she does it. And then she goes and does the English channel twice.
Oh, yeah.
Like and breaks a speed record, beats the men and women, best, fastest record.
Tell
Like
us the lady's name again.
it's Florence Chadwick.
Florence Chadwick. Okay. Writing this down because I got to check out that documentary again.
Mm-hmm.
So today I want to talk about um, something that we've been talking about without even wanting to talk about it. I want to talk about AI. Now, this is a conversation that I'm hearing at dealerships, but I stumbled across this article. I sent it to you. The car dealership guy, everyone knows him. In his site, he's got a page, he's got an article that's just a couple months old, but what caught my eye was that it's a Hispanic lady who wrote this article. Her name is Anna Del Villar, February of this year. And the title of the article is AI Agents Are Coming to Dealerships. Here's what that means. And basically, the article was very helpful for me because I know AI is all around us, but this helps to differentiate this new kind of AI that's coming out. It's not just the normal AI we've had in dealerships all along, booking appointments and stuff like that, helping to get the calls to certain places. But this type of AI is called agent or agentic AI, which is basically like a smart, really smart, autonomous, thinks for itself. We don't have to preload the answers in there. This thing will actually help to give you problems to solutions, right? Now, I know you and I have talked about people we know that are using AI for therapy, even, right?
No. I mean, literally. I mean, I'll tell you, my brother-in-law, he sits and he literally has deep philosophical conversations,
Yeah.
asking him questions. Like he's like this big reader, so he'll ask conversations about ancient Greece and all this stuff. And he's like learning, and it's wild what
Yeah.
you can do with
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I
It
mean,
is
and listen,
wild.
I
Yeah.
will tell you though, salespeople need to use AI more just to help clean up the grammar and their make their emails and text
Oh,
messages more
guys.
interesting. That's
Yes.
like if you're
Think of
not
it as
doing
your
that,
assistant. Yeah.
like what are you doing? Use it for that. It's free. You don't need to pay a version and do anything like that. Make it just, give it a pitch. Hey, I got to call this customer. She called me 2 weeks ago. I never called her back because I'm an idiot. What should I say? He'll tell
Hmm.
you what to say.
Yeah, for those of you who are scared, nervous, apprehensive, you don't know what this thing is, it's really not a scary thing. Think of it this way. Think of AI or chat GPT, whatever you want to use, as your little assistant. Okay. You're paying her by the hour. She's making minimum. Oh gosh, I don't even know what minimum wage is today. But you're giving her
A lot of
minimum
money
wage.
in
And this one,
California.
and by the way, this one's free because you can get free versions now. But you're having her check your grammar just to make sure you're spelling everything properly, making sure you've got all the right stuff in that email, all that stuff to just help you make things a little bit better. Totally. But now this AI, this agentic AI, has been around mostly on the service side. But this agent autonomous AI can book appointments, send updates, notifications for service. It can even analyze calls. I know that we're already hearing about this scoring system with AI that's becoming popular that everybody wants and dealers need right now if you're looking to keep your sales teams accountable. But yeah, I want to talk about the sales side because I know that there's a little bit of fear, isn't there?
Well, yeah, and it's rightfully so. I don't know if it's even fear. It's just the AI is not there yet. And what AI is really, I think people are misusing and misunderstanding what AI is on the sales side, right? On the service side, it's very easy to call up and have I don't want to talk to someone about a simple oil change. I just want to go online and fill. It's like going to the dentist, making an appointment with my doctor to have my annual physical. Why do I have to talk to someone in that? I just want my annual
Yeah.
physical, set it up automatically, my annual service, no problem. But my car is making a funny noise. I don't know. The radio turns on and off at weird times. I don't know. It has a mind of its own. Whatever it is, I need to talk to a live person.
Hmm.
On the sales side, AI isn't there yet because it's a much deeper conversation. It's a much longer conversation. AI is great at listening to it.
Hmm.
Our call drip system, that the partnership we have with call drip, the way it listens, the way it doesn't pick up if there's
Yeah.
no appointment, the way it flags it,
Yeah,
notifies
it's
you,
great.
everything about it. Shows managers, hey, here are the calls that you've missed that should have scheduled an appointment. All of that stuff that AI is doing, it's great. But AI
We
can't
need
call
it.
those people back.
Hmm.
AI can't all go, hey, I'm going to pick up the phone and call
Hmm.
Susan back because I heard when she was on the phone, Michael was an idiot, didn't make an appointment with her, didn't even ask her for it. So AI can't do that. AI can put it in your face and tell you it's here and you got to do something. You have to do something with it. Same thing with AI on the sales side. It's great, right? Full Path. We work with Full Path. We have a fantastic partnership with Full Path, and they're coming on in one of our near future podcasts.
Yeah, for
And they're going to
sure.
talk about, right? What they're going to talk about is how great their system is at digging out that
Hmm.
old customer, right? That old service lead customer, I'm sorry, that old sales lead that got submitted 40 days ago and the customers just hasn't been responding, but now they are. Boom, the AI gets them to raise their hand. Not unlike your marketing gets them to raise their hand, okay, on the internet to submit a lead to your dealership.
Hmm.
In the same fashion, they're just getting this guy to raise his hand again. There still has to be someone on the other side to grab it and do it. And that 5 minute clock is the same clock. It's no different. We need to treat these things like fresh leads.
You know what I'm hearing? So I wrote something down as I'm hearing you talk. Transactional.
Yeah, well,
That's
AI is
that,
going to be that
but
way.
but see this on the service side, right? You mentioned, okay, I need an oil change, easy peasy. I don't mind if I get to an AI and that AI schedules it for me, right? That's a trend that to me, that is a transactional deal that I'm okay with. But when it comes to buying a car, okay, that's when I personally, I want a human. I want the human touch. And to
Yeah.
me, there is nothing that replaces it, at least
No,
not yet. I don't
no,
think
I'm going to
we're going
spend
to
4
see
hours
that
with you.
for decades,
Right.
right? We can get it to do so much. But, the complexities of a car deal, I think will prohibit the AI from ever successfully providing the customer with a great experience.
And it's
Could,
right.
right? Because like we could get it to do certain things, But I think what keeps people coming back to you as a sales professional is the human touch.
Of course,
That's
think
why
about
people
it.
say, you got to go see my guy. You got to go see my
Right.
guy.
They don't embrace digital retailing.
Right.
Why are they all of a sudden going to embrace talking to a robot about a car deal? Right. I mean,
Yeah.
literally, we're in the middle of COVID. It's
Uh,
like 11% people are doing digital. We're hearing this is it. This is the end. This is how
yeah.
it's going to be. And bing, bang, boom, we're at 3% again for digital retailing. Complete big, start to,
Wow. You mean people who go through A through
yeah,
Z?
it dropped. Of course, after COVID, it
Wow,
dropped.
that's insane. Because wasn't it like 9%?
It was 11, I think it peaked.
11, 10.
Right.
Yeah, that
And it
is
drops now back to 3
insane.
because it's not a good experience. It's not the experience we want
Wow.
customers to have. It's not the experience customers want. Sure. Is there a certain percentage of the population? I was at the dentist with Tyler, my son, the other day, and the dentist, of course, wants to talk to me about cars, and he talking to me about buying his Tesla and how easy. I mean, straight like
Mhm.
every conversation. Like the guy's talking to me like it's something I've never heard before. It's literally every freaking conversation. Oh, it was so great. I love buying my Tesla on the app. Why can't every other car purchase be like that? I'm like, yeah, it is great, but how's the rest of the experience? He goes, oh yeah, it sucks. I'm like, okay, like,
Yeah,
where do you
that
want
it
the trade-off? And again,
that
it's
is
not
insane.
everyone. It is a small percentage of the population that doesn't want deals. Is that same thing like New York, Los Angeles? We have brokers. Why? Because I buy my car from a broker because I don't want to go. I don't want to haggle. I don't want to negotiate. Is a certain percentage of population, but guess what? It's peaking at 11, 12%.
Yeah, you so story. I know we're running out of time here, but I am in the market to buy a record player. Okay. So as you know, I've kind of grown up around music like you and the kids. And I don't want to just buy any old record player, right?
Okay.
Like I don't want to just order it on Amazon. And so I've been going back and forth and finally thought the other day, you know what? Let me ask chat, right? And so I asked him, I said, listen, I know good quality sound when I hear it, but I don't have all the hookups, the audio attachments. I don't have any of that. I don't have like speakers or anything like that. So what do I get? Where do I start? And I got to tell you, in a matter of 10 minutes, okay, it was able to give me a list of like the top five. It was beautiful. I was like, oh my God, I just saved myself so much
Hey,
time. Um, but even then, I literally had it in my cart ready to go, right? I had the turntables, I had the right speakers, and I did not go through with it. Why? Because I want to go in and talk to someone
right.
before I actually make a final
Because it's
decision.
a big purchase that you don't buy very
I,
often that
it's,
you're
it's
unsure of.
it's a good quantity of money. It's not crazy. Now, this isn't a car, and
Right.
a car is the second biggest purchase you're gonna make in your lifetime, you guys. So,
Exactly.
yeah, no, I
And
think
that's where we need to, that's why people still want us. They still want us involved, but they just don't want us to be, I don't know, sorry, jerk offs about this whole thing because that's how we act with customers. And just stop, just be a professional,
yeah,
just help them out, guide them through the process. But the AI is really good at, and I will say it, what we talked about, the number one thing that's getting our dealers, over that finish line, not just over that finish line, but crushing that finish line. The number one thing that's doing that is digging into that old leads.
yeah.
What AI is great at, companies like Full Path are great at, are digging into that old lead and pulling it
Hmm.
up.
Hmm.
Companies like Impel are great at getting that customer on the service phone call who just wants to make a service, oil change appointment. Great at that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Okay. But at the end of the day, when they dig up that old lead, when that customer needs to have some more questions to answer, they need us humans to be there. And we need to be ready to treat it that way, like a fresh lead or whatever it is.
And more so than ever. We're so desperate, especially with, these COVID times behind us. People want that human touch. They're craving it,
Yeah.
right? So let's give it to them. That's how you're going to separate yourself, really, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I hear ya. I love the message. Check out his article, Auto Success, May
Yes.
2025. We've got a lot of good stuff, lots of great new partners. We've had Cloninger, Morgan Auto. The Hennessy Group, as always, is growing. Who else? We're
Oh,
going back to
Plaza Auto Mall,
Penske, Plaza
Plaza,
Auto
and
Mall,
Wayne Mazda now is
Wayne Mazda
doing it, which is
Performance
pretty awesome.
Auto. We've had so many incredible people reach out to us that want training, that want to improve their teams. And so we're here for you. Michael, any
We'll see.
wise last words?
Yeah, guys, listen, if you're listening to this right now, this is May. Okay. We're going to probably publish this in within the next 2 weeks. So it's still going to be May. Okay. All the customers from April, get them on the phone and drag them out. If you have to use the tariff word tracks, if you have to use, low interest rates, whatever it is, you need to pull these customers out because they're just sitting there and they're going to
Mm-hmm.
go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else is going to call them and get them out. So get there before them.
I'm one
Thanks,
of those.
everybody. Yeah, Susan. Hey, anyone want to sell Susan a car?
Yeah, looking for
All
a great
right,
deal.
reach
Who wants
out,
to
call
sell me
us.
a car?
Let's do it. Thanks,
All right, guys.
everybody.
Bye,
See you.
everyone.